Illinois Congresswoman Robin Kelly is running for the Senate seat, now occupied by Dick Durbin. Dick Durbin retires next year. She said she's filing articles of impeachment for Department of Homeland Security Chief Kristi Noem in light of her reaction and response to Wednesday's shooting. Tricia McLaughlin is the official spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security. Immediately after the killing, she said the ICE officer opened fire after Good, quote, weaponized her vehicle. This is what Tricia McLaughlin said. It's always the same thing. One of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle. Were they rioting? One of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them, an act of domestic terrorism. The shooting took place as 2,000 ICE and Border Patrol agents were conducting mass raids on Minneapolis's Somali community. The White House says the agents are there to target illegal immigration inside the Somali community and put an end to what Republicans and Fox News are now describing as widespread fraud and abuse of Minnesota's social services programs. I'll talk about that lie on a future episode. This is now, or at the time, there was 2 shootings on Thursday. This is now the 10th shooting in the past year where immigration officers fired either at a U.S. citizen or a suspected undocumented immigrant. 9 since September, as of Thursday, 11. Again, all ICE officers who discharged their weapons, they all claim they were acting out of self-defense, but later evidence always proves otherwise. Again, I'm going to show that, right? This is a mile away from where Derek Chauvin killed George Floyd in 2020. And people, you saw the videos. The right wing said Chauvin didn't kill George Floyd. This is Ms. Good's SUV veering to the right away from the ICE agent. That's the ICE agent. That's his gun. So, okay. So, I'm not going to walk you through all 10 shootings since Trump and Stephen Miller's crackdown began in 2025. But I will remind you of Marimar Martinez. We talked about her on this show. She's a 30-year-old American citizen living in Chicago. She works as a teaching assistant at a Montessori school, a threat to the community. On October 4th of last year, she was shot 7 times by federal border agent Charles Exum, who claimed she had what? Weaponized her vehicle and threatened his life with it. Miraculously surviving after being shot 7 times, Martinez took herself to the hospital, and after she was released from the hospital, she was charged with impeding the work of a federal officer. That would be Exum, who fired 5 shots, creating 7 wounds. In the immediate aftermath of this shooting, Tricia McLaughlin, the spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security, accused Martinez of being a domestic terrorist. She defended Exum, the ICE agent, who fired at her, because, according to Tricia McLaughlin, the spokesperson for Department of Homeland Security, Martinez was not only aiming her car, she had not only weaponized her car. According to Tricia McLaughlin, the spokesperson for Department of Homeland Security, Martinez had weaponized a weapon. She had a semi-automatic assault rifle pointing at Exum. That's according to the Department of Homeland Security. Exum had no choice but to fire 5 shots, created 7 wounds. I'll get to that in a second. So Martinez shot 5 times, 7 wounds. Her case was immediately thrown out of court. And guess what? When they were going over all the evidence, there was never any assault weapon, let alone an assault weapon aimed at Officer Exum. Exum claimed she was weaponizing her vehicle by driving it into his. But body cam footage later revealed that Exum swerved into her with his car, then hopped out of it, aiming his weapon and screaming, quote, "Do something, bitch," unquote. These are men, right? Firing weapons at women. You know what that's about. The next day, Exum, who fired 5 shots at this woman, texted to his fellow Border Patrol officers, quote, "I fired 5 rounds and she had 7 holes. Put that in your book, boys," unquote. I did an entire show on this. Exum was bragging that he fired 5 shots at her, but it resulted in 7 holes, since 2 of the bullets went through one extremity and out to enter another part of her body. On November 5th, during testimony, Exum admitted that, yes, I sent those texts. He explained he was a teacher. He taught weapons skills, and he was proud of his shooting. This is Martinez with a day or two after. So this guy Exum, within 24 hours of this shooting, he texted his fellow agents again. Quote, he wrote, "Cool, I'm up for another round of F around and find out, LMAO, laughing my ass off." This is F around and find out. That's what Pete Hegseth said after Maduro was captured. Within 24 hours, Exum texted his brother. These are the words, "LOL, my 15 minutes of fame." So he felt bad about firing 5 shots at a woman. Immediately after the shooting, Exum drove his van that he claimed Martinez had driven into. He drove it 1,000 miles back to Maine, where he lives, potentially damaging any evidence if Martinez was going to be charged with a crime. She wasn't. Exum has not been charged with a crime. There's no internal investigation into his shooting that day. He's still an ICE agent. What are you going to do about this, America? Don't let them control the narrative, okay? So, this is a screenshot from the shooting. Let's just go over this one last time, because remember, there are people who look at the video of George Floyd and they say Chauvin didn't kill him, okay? That is the officer pointing his weapon at Good's car. She is veering away to the right, right? She's not driving the vehicle into him. He's firing 2 shots into the side window, okay? Look at this, okay? That's Good's SUV, right? There's the ICE agent. There's his gun going right through the window. One of those 2 shots killed Ms. Good. That's murder. That's murder, and it's against the law. And who's to blame for all this? This guy, Donald Trump.